Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining. Sunil here. Can you hear me? Please confirm in the chat box. Thank you. Vikram. Thank you all. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much. Let's stop the chat and let's continue our learning towards Docker. So what's our agenda for today's session? We have used how to use detached mode, how to perform manual port mapping, automatic port mapping, hyphen name, and interactive terminal is used to get into the container. Okay, then one more thing which I want to discuss, how to use environment variable. We'll be discussing that, and then we'll be getting into the multi-container architecture. In how many ways we can create a multi-container architecture. We'll work out with examples of LAMP architecture, the CI/CD environment which we have experienced in Jenkins. We will do it in the Docker environment, and then we learn how can we create a testing environment. This is something different, and then let's also install Docker Compose. So this is our plan for our today's session. So before getting into the agenda, so let's have a discussion. Yes, Amir Sohail. Can you hear me, Amir? You are allowed to unmute yourself. Amir, you are allowed to unmute yourself and you can have a talk. Yes, Rajagopalan.
Hi, sir. This is Rajagopal.
How are you?
Fine, sir.
Yeah.
So yesterday section, you told no that create a different container, it will work. No, but in case a container it will go down means in case any problem comes. Sir.
Repeat your question. In case of the container,
it will go down means
when the container goes down. The container goes down when the Docker host is down. Okay.
Okay.
Because all the containers are running on which platform? They are running on Docker host. Docker host is nothing but the EC2 machine, isn't it? As long as the Docker host is running, as long as Docker host is running, you will not find any downtime with respect to containers. Okay, Raja?
Yeah, okay. Okay, sure,
okay.
Sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Check your mic settings, Amir. I have provided you an permission to unmute. Okay, so please drop your hand, Rajagopalan, as you're done with asking your question. So let's move on. We have never experienced how to use an environment variable. When you're creating containers, sometimes when you're creating a container, sometimes you will have a need for using an environment variable. This example will make this concept very clear for you. Okay, look at the notes. I want to start MySQL as a container. Database also we can provide as form of a container. We have seen application server providing Tomcat and Nginx like containers. Operating system as a container. This is the first time we are experiencing database as a container. Yes. So I want to start MySQL as a container and open interactive terminal, and I want to create a table. I want to practically use that container. Is it really usable or not? Okay. So whenever you want to start MySQL as a container, what is the process you follow? First step, you will search for the required image. You will search for the required image. Okay. So where do you search for the required image? Obviously in Docker Hub.
Docker Hub.
So as your requirement is to have a MySQL environment, so you will search for MySQL. Okay, so now you got this is official image provided by MySQL. Now using this, you got to know the image name is MySQL. And we also now know that we will never pull the images. We directly frame a Docker run command. If the image is available, that's why it uses. Otherwise, automatically pull operation happens. We know that. Okay. So we got to know the name of the image is MySQL. Okay. Look at this command. Docker run. This is the image name. Okay. The image
Right.
name is like equal. This is something new. :5. What do you mean by
Colon
colon 5? What do you mean by colon 5? Look at this. Whenever you are you identify the image, there's something called tags. Tags refers to versions. Scroll down. Flag refers to version. There's a tag called latest. If you write latest, you get the latest version. You should write Docker pull image name :tag. Okay. So
Right.
here I am writing :5. That means I'm using MySQL 5 version. Okay, MySQL 5. So this is what I'm using. The image name is MySQL :5. So from now,
Right.
whenever you experience the image name : some number, understand that it is a version. I am creating a container of MySQL version 5. Next.
Right.
Hyphen name is used to provide a name of a container. Container name can be anything. C1,
Right.
C2, I'm naming it as MyDB. D for detachment. I don't want MySQL log messages. I want the prompt back, so I use -D. The new thing here, you have to understand that when you are using this image, you have to use environment variable. You have to use a environment variable. The name of the environment should be MySQL_root_password. This is the name of the environment variable. You have to use it when you are using MySQL image.
Correct.
Point number 1. Sunil, how to know that this is the environment variable? You have to use it. Yes, it's our responsibility to know that. And how can we know that? By looking at the documentation. Always go to Docker Hub. They provide a clear documentation how to use the image. Go to description of the image. Go to description of the image. First, they'll explain what is MySQL. MySQL is the most popular, world's most popular open source free database. Come scroll down. Can you see here how to use this image? They have given a Docker run command. Anuj, they have clearly given us a Docker run command. MySQL :tag. Tag refers to image. Run -hyphen name is used to provide a name to the container. So some for MySQL is nothing but the name you want to apply, and then -e for environment variable. They have clearly mentioned that MySQL_root password is the name of the environment variable. Look at this. Got it?
Right.
So you need to read the documentation. We need to read the documentation. So, and MySQL password is the password of the root password. Obviously, when you provide a database environment to the development team, if they want to connect, they ask for a root password. Anuj, if you're creating an environment without providing a password, it's not usable, isn't it? So what is that root password? The root password is nothing but whatever the value you hear. So that means the MySQL database which I'm creating comes with the root password as whatever you provide it. Okay.
Right.
So that's how now you got to know that whenever you are when you search for the right image in the Docker Hub, please spend some time reading the description so that you'll get more knowledge on how to use that particular image. You have to use accordingly, and then you create the container out of it. Okay.
Correct. If that is having a port number, then it will say that you have
use
to do
port.
this if use
this
port.
is yes, you are right.
And Sunil, one thing, irrespective of the operating system, whether you are using Ubuntu or Red Hat Linux, this MyDocker behaves the same, right?
You're talking about the operating system of Docker host.
Or Docker host, right?
Yes. Docker is not dependent on operating system. You can use it on Windows environment also. The experience remains the same. Okay.
Okay. The commands will be same.
Commands will be the same. You're right. Whereas in Windows environment, we use PowerShell as a terminal. Okay.
They will eat away all admin job here. It's fantastic, actually.
DevOps is a job cutter for operations team. I hope you will understand it day by day.
Right.
The future is the future. You know, Anuj, I think I already have discussed this.
Correct.
The future is no ops.
No ops.
That means the plan of the IT industry is to eliminate the operations team to save cost.
Right.
Okay. So that's still like takes long time, but right now it is DevOps.
DevOps.
Okay.
Thank you, Sunil.
Thank you. So let's move on. So I visualize assuming the concept of no ops, no operations team. That means in IT organization, you will not find system administrator, network administrator, database administrator, Windows administrator, storage administrator, and security administrator, firewall administrator, nothing. Everything is on cloud. Cloud is managing everything. And whatever you want, development team is ready and no ops team is ready. That's it. What else you want? Application goes down. Autonomous.
True. The ops team will be absorbed by these cloud companies then.
So let's connect.
So Sunil, one thing that if, for example, MySQL needs a particular Java version, so Docker image is nothing but it is a
No.
complete
MySQL
set.
needs,
For example, let's take an example of Jenkins.
but Jenkins,
So
the prerequisite is Java.
Java, but when we
So the image comes with the prerequisite satisfied.
satisfied, so every image comes with
With
prerequisite satisfied.
because it is on demand. You don't need to worry
Right.
about the prerequisites. Okay.
Correct.
They already have satisfied the prerequisites and given us the form of a libraries and the binaries.
Correct. We only need to run the command and
And
forget
then
about
get the
prerequisite.
environment.
Super.
Always go to hash prompt, because when you're dealing with Docker, it's all about infrastructure. You should have full control about on the Docker post. That's nothing but the operating system level. That's the reason. Remember, when you're dealing with Docker, always work from the hash prompt. If image is not available, it will perform pull operations and the image gets downloaded and a container gets created. Yes, image is not available.
Fine.
The container is ready. How to see list of all the containers?
Docker containerless.
You can see the MySQL image is ready. Okay. Next. If the MySQL environment is ready and I want to experience the MySQL environment, okay, so that I can write a create table command, I can create some tables. Okay, that means you need to open the terminal. The terminal is called as a bash terminal. Docker execute is a command which helps you to, you need to clearly mention IT stands for interactive terminal, which helps you to get into the container. What is the name of the container? You need to point out when you're creating, you have named it as MyDB, and you are clearly mentioning that I want to use the bash terminal.
Right.
You are interactive mode. Now, the moment you're not getting an IP address here, that means you have understood that you are now pointing it to the container. And now you in MySQL, first you need to connect to a database, isn't it? So this is the MySQL command. MySQL -u stands for user. I want to connect root user. -p for password. -p for password. Now it will prompt for the password. This is the password. As you have provided password, provide the root password. You are connected, my dear friend. Okay, you are connected to the MySQL environment. We have a MySQL command called show databases, which will show the list of predefined databases. So these are the predefined databases. I want to connect to MySQL is the name of the database. So I have a command called use followed with the database name, that is MySQL. Now I have connected to MySQL database. And now I want to create a table. If you want to really experience how to create a table, I have the create table command in this website provides me the create table command, which is as per syntax of MySQL. So I want to create the table, copy. Table created. Okay, perfect. So I have started using MySQL. So it's usable environment. Don't underestimate the power of a container. Exit to come out of the data, to come out of the database. One more exit to come out of the container back to my Docker host. Okay, so right now we are now in a position to understand what is a container. Now you're in a position to create the container. You know how to search for the right image. Look at the documentation. You know how to use run command options like p and detached mode, environment variable. Now you are in a position to create containers. Fine. All these examples, whatever created till now, we have created one MySQL container, we have created Ubuntu container, we have created Jenkins container, we have created Tomcat container, you have created Nginx container. Fine. You're creating a number of containers. All these containers, my dear friends, are independent containers, individual containers. Yes. But Development team says that, my dear DevOps team, we are building an environment. The front end should be PHP. The back end should be MySQL. For building an application, you need to have front end application as well as a back end application. So in the PHP, if I create one form, if I enter some details in the form, that should go back and save it details in my backend
DB.
MySQL database. So
Correct.
for this environment, you don't, if you create completely independent containers, it is useless. You have to create 2 containers and you have to establish links between the containers. This concept is called as what? Multi-container architecture. Multi-container architecture is all about establishing links between the containers. You should not only comfortable with independent containers, you should also be comfortable how to establish, how to create a multi-container architecture. Yes, in Docker, we can create a multi-container architecture, and this can be done in 2 ways. One is by -link, the other one is Docker Compose. In 2 ways, we can create a multi-container architecture, but one is -link, the other one is Docker Compose. Both are equal. Docker Compose is more comfortable way when compared to -link. First, we'll discuss about -link, and then we'll discuss about the second way of creating multi-container architecture, that is Docker-Compose.
Sunil, I'll ask question
Yes.
after Docker Compose.
Okay, so let me first go ahead with creating. Let's experience the first way of establishing multi-container architecture by using the first way, that is called as -link.
Link.
Look at the example. I want to start 2 BusyBox containers and establish link between them. We want to create 2 BusyBox containers. Point 1. Sunil, what is BusyBox?
2 individual containers with the loads. Individual.
No, first point. What is BusyBox? Nginx containers, we know. Okay, Jenkins container, we know it. Ubuntu container. What is BusyBox? Okay, BusyBox is a small software suite that provides Unix utilities. That means it's a small Unix environment. I think it is generally used in an Android application. If an Android application needs a Unix environment, they use this BusyBox technology. It's a small Unix. You can say it as a Unix, a tiny Unix operating system. I want to start with this example. I want to create 2 BusyBox containers, not one. Obviously, when you're creating linking between the containers, minimum you have to have 2 containers. I want to create BusyBox container 1 and I want to create a BusyBox container 2. More important thing is we have to focus on how to establish links between the containers. That's something new in this example. To start with, let's create the first container. To start with, let's create the first container. Yes, Venkata. You are, yes, Venkata.
Hi, Sunil.
Good evening. How are you?
Good evening. I am doing good. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing good. Thank you. Your question.
Shall we pass environment variable after container created?
No, it is mandatory.
Okay.
There are some containers where you have to pass the environment variable. Otherwise, your container will not be created. So we need to read the documentation. Okay.
Okay.
It is clearly mentioned which one is mandatory and which one is optional, Venkat. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Thanks.
Now, Venkat, can you explain what this command is doing? What is the name of the image? As you can see, the name of the image is BusyBox. Name of the container is C10. Hyphen name is used to create hyphen name is used to provide a name to the container. IT stands for interactive terminal. So what happens? Container gets created and control will enter into the container. So let's go ahead and create our first container. BusyBox image is not there. Obviously, image will be downloaded and then the container is created. And IT stands for interactive terminal. You're not getting an IP address, isn't it? So Venkat, you have understood that right now we are pointing inside the container.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
How to come out of the container? How to come out of the container? There are two ways to come out of the container. We have experienced yesterday when we have created Ubuntu container, we have used exit command to come out of the container. Okay. In two ways you can come out of the container. One way is by writing exit command, you can come out of the container. The other way to come out of the container is by control PQ. How to come out of the container without exit? By using control PQ. The difference is when you come out of the container, back to Docker host by using exit command, when you come out, the container will be stopped. The container will be stopped and you will be back to Docker host. I don't want my container to be stopped. I want my container to be running in the background and I want to come back to Docker host. In such case, we have to use control PQ. I want my container to run in the background and I want to come back to my Docker host. So I use control PQ. Yes, the moment I press control PQ, I'm back to my Docker host and the container C10, the name of the container is C10, is running in the background. Next. Experience the second command.
Sunil, this BusyBox, for example, initially when we installed MySQL and Jenkins, they were not BusyBox container, right?
That is, BusyBox is different.
Okay, BusyBox is pretty like
altogether a different image.
Different image.
Yeah.
Right. Different image, but no application. There is no application.
Empty operating system. Empty operating system. Yes.
It's a kind of empty operating system.
You are right.
Got it.
If you can search for BusyBox,
so either we create a operating system container, maybe Linux,
BusyBox.
Ubuntu. Either we create a Linux, Ubuntu, or we create a BusyBox. It's one same thing, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
BusyBox is more lightweight when compared to Ubuntu. It comes with little minimum utilities.
Confusion removed, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay.
That's why I was thinking.
Okay. Now, look at the second container. The first container is already created. The name of the container is. The first container is already created. The name of the container is C10. Docker run image name BusyBox. Hyphen name is to provide the name of the second container C20. IT stands for interactive terminal. You will create second container, no doubt. The control will enter into the second container because you are using IT. Next, the new thing is hyphen link is used to establish link to the container. When you want to link to the container, you need to point out to which container you want to link. You need to mention the container name. Container name, what you have used is previous container C10. So you have to mention the container name. This explains you that I want this container to be linked to the C10 container. This is alias name. Alias name is nothing but link name. When you're creating a link, you need to provide a name to the link. That is nothing but alias name. Alias name can be anything. Here I'm using C10 alias. You can write my name, you can write ABC, anything, link name can be anything. So when you do this, what happens? Point 1, the second container gets created. And the control will enter into second container. And next, the second container will be linked to the first container.
So it's a vice versa?
When second container is linked to first container, equally vice versa happens. Okay. Now the second container is linked to the first container. Now how to prove? Sunil, you said that you have established links to the container, but how to prove? In networking concept, you can check in networking, we can check whether one computer is connected to other machine or not by using the ping command, isn't it? Here also, by using the ping command, I want to ping followed in the first container. What is the first container?
C10.
T10. Are you getting a reply from the ping command? This is a proof. Why I have started with this BusyBox example, because I can prove by using the ping command. If I start Jenkins container or MySQL container, if I establish links, obviously I cannot prove that because here the Ubuntu BusyBox container comes with it's something like a Unix operating system. So I can prove you that they are linked by using the ping command, just to bring you confidence that these are now containers created and established. Link between the container. How to come out of the container back to my Docker host? Control PQ to come out of the container back to my Docker host. So we have learned how to link to containers by using hyphen link option. Provide the container name to which you want to link, and then provide the link name. So that's it. That's how you have to establish links between the container. Look at my example, a more meaningful example. Client development team needs an environment where they want a MySQL as their backend and the WordPress container as a front end. You know, front end development, we have WordPress as a content management tool, isn't it, Anuj? Okay. Right. So the WordPress should be the front end, and then the backend should be MySQL. Obviously, from the technology point of view, I hope you have to understand that we always start from the backend. Okay, always start from the backend and then come to front end. So
Front end.
whenever you want, we are creating multi-container architecture. First create backend, and in case if you want to have a middle tier, you create middle tier, and then you can go to front end
First.
environment. Next, I want to create a MySQL. MySQL, we already have experience. You have to use environment variable. This is the first example. We already have seen it. I don't need to explain it again. I quickly run this particular command. So container will be created. I think we already have created a container. So I want to remove that container. Docker rm-f is used to remove container if it is already running. Yes, it is already running. I'm sure about that. I want to remove that existing container. Yes, the container has removed. Now I will be creating a fresh container. Container is ready. Backend is ready. Docker container ls, obviously you see list of all the containers. You can see list of all the containers. One busybox container C10, one more busybox container C20, and MySQL container, that is MyDB.
Container.
Next. I want to start a WordPress container. Go to Docker host, search for WordPress. The name of the image is WordPress. Docker run followed the image name WordPress. Hyphen name is used to provide a name to the container. Container name can be anything. I'm writing it as my site. I don't want log messages, detached mode. I want to perform port mapping. WordPress default port is 80. I'm mapping it to some number. Any number I can map it. I'm mapping it to 5050. This is something important. Hyphen link. Provide to which container you want to link to. I want to link to MyDB and provide the alias name. That's it. Okay. Sai Varun, how are you?
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Sai Varun. How is your learning?
Sir, good, sir.
Good. Yes.
Sir, actually, yesterday I have said that run commands in the run commands. Yesterday I have said
Yesterday?
small run commands, sir.
Okay, yeah. Run
Small
command.
p is for port mapping, sir.
Yes, you are right.
But here, you while creating a MySQL, you have said small p for password, no, sir.
P for?
Password.
Not password. P for port mapping.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay,
There's
sir.
no password option. E for environment variable. Here you have to provide MySQL root password. Don't get confused. Okay, that is only for MySQL. This is for not password. This is for port mapping. Okay.
Okay,
Varun?
sir.
Okay. Please drop your hand once you're asking your question, Varun. Okay. Jayasree.
So what is the exact meaning of established link?
Establishing is nothing but creating. Okay.
Sir, hello?
Establishing is nothing but creating. Okay.
Creating. Okay.
Creating link. That is nothing simple. Okay. We are creating link to the container. Okay. Jayasree.
You said that a busybox container and establish a link or something.
Establishing
Yes,
is nothing but creating the link. I have created one busybox container. I have created second busybox containers, and second I have linked two containers. Okay.
Sir.
Establishing is nothing but creating link. That's all. Okay.
Creating. Okay, sir.
Please drop your hand. Yes, Imran.
Hello, Sunil.
Yes,
Hi.
I can hear you, Imran. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yes.
Sunil, I have a problem with Jenkins.
Okay.
Till yesterday, it was working fine. Okay.
Okay.
But after installing some instances, so the things that
After? Sorry.
after creating some instances like they
Instances are nothing but containers.
yeah.
You're
I'm not
talking
talking
about-
about Docker. But I'm not talking about Docker right now.
Okay. You're talking about Jenkins.
Jenkins. Okay.
Okay.
The status is given like Jenkins is activated and exited. Jenkins is running. It is not showing the running status. It is showing exited. So why I'm getting this status?
No. You have downloaded Jenkins file and then you're running java-jar jenkins.war.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Then you get some lot of log
Yeah.
messages and you should go to front end, take the public IP of the
Yeah. I've done the
dev
steps
instance
exactly
and
as
then
the given in the nodes.
:8080. You should get the
Yeah.
Jenkins page. First
Yeah, I
time
got
it
the
will ask-
Jenkins page. I got the
First-
Jenkins page.
First time it will ask you to
Unlock the
create
Jenkins.
unlock Jenkins. I hope you
Yeah.
have unlocked
I
it.
did the
Okay,
same.
because the password will be there in the terminal. You have copied
Yeah,
the
I
password
got
and
the
you have
password
unlocked
as
it.
well.
Next, it will ask for plugins.
Yeah. At
Is
that
it-
time only, when I clicked on install plugins, so it is showing error occurred.
Okay, so that means there is a network fluctuation happened. When you are installing plugins, there should be constant internet. Okay, Are you using mobile hotspot or broadband?
No, I have Wi-Fi, broadband Wi-Fi.
Okay, so please
I have
try
tried with multiple different AMIs, like
no, do not use different AMIs. Okay.
but the
What-
error is
what
showing
is-
the same.
Now, what is the AMI we are using? Ubuntu. Okay.
Ubuntu, yeah.
So please use Ubuntu 18 version, I think. So 18 or 16
It is
version.
happening same with Ubuntu 18, 04, 20, and
Please
Red Hat
try
Enterprise as
one
well.
more time. Please try one more time. Okay. Make sure the
Oh,
internet is good. Okay. Then
okay.
we will install the plugins. Okay.
Okay, Sunil, thank you.
Okay. Anything more?
Nope,
Imran?
nope.
Okay. What about Docker?
Docker, I have not started yet because
Hmm.
I'm just busy with Jenkins. I need to do more practice hands-on
This
there.
weekend you do fast, so complete Jenkins so that you can.
Yeah, Sunil, I'm
That's
actually
okay.
following all the steps and also trying to do more practice with some
Please do.
other
Experiment.
source file as well.
Yes, good, good. That's very important.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Sunil. Yeah.
Sudhir.
Hello, Sunil.
Hi, Sudhir.
Yeah, this regarding question asked by Warren was
Okay.
telling the -p, which
P for
was
port mapping.
yeah, that is in Docker. I think he was talking about -p in MySQL. To log into SQL, you are using.
That is MySQL command. Okay.
Yeah,
He
that
got
was,
confused.
I think yeah.
Okay.
That I just wanted to.
Okay,
One,
fine.
I have one query regarding upgrading base images. Say, for example, if I am using Ubuntu
Okay.
as a base image for an application, I mean in container.
Okay.
Then the patch means the another release.
There are different tags. Every tag refers to one version. You want to
Yeah.
upgrade your container from one version to other versions, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Am I right? You will see it soon.
Yeah.
Sudhir.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Nekwa, how are you doing?
Good morning, Sonia. I'm doing good,
morning.
thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nekwa. Yes, your question, please.
Yeah, so far we've had so much information with DevOps
Okay.
with this. Yeah.
Not only
So
so much
if-
information, your information should be very clear and understandable. Am I right?
Yes. So if you were an interviewer and you initiate the first
First round of
interview,
interview. Okay.
15 minutes, just put it for 50. What are some of the questions you ask for those 15 minutes? Like the initial screening.
Okay. What kind of questions you may get it in the interview? That's your question, isn't it?
Yes, if you are put on
Whatever we are learning, you will get it. Okay. Whatever we are learning, we should be up to date and perfect. You may get it any
And-
question. Starting with
and say
Jenkins,
it,
they may ask you about CI/CD. They may ask you
Yeah.
about continuous integration. They may ask you for approvals. They may ask you about pipeline scripting. They may ask you about version controlling. They may ask you about agile methodology. It can be anything. We should be perfect in every point, whatever we are learning, on every tool, whatever we are learning, so that we can at least answer 70% of the questions. Okay.
okay, just
Every
a follow-up.
session, every example is where should be very, very clear. And then you have to explore more from that.
Oh,
Okay, Nekwa.
okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank
Are you
you.
disappointed?
No, I'm not disappointed. I'm trying to process. I have a follow-up question.
Okay. Okay.
Like if the what's the follow-up?
They will
If there's-
definitely
okay,
ask you multi-container architecture. They will ask you run command options. How can we create a container? What are the few run command options we can use it when you're creating a container? Have you anytime established multi-container architecture? If yes, how did you do that? Can you show me some use case scenarios? This is one use case scenario when development team needs LAMP architecture. Okay, so this is a LAMP architecture. Nekma, I hope you know it. LAMP stands for Linux, Apache. Okay, Tomcat, MySQL, PHP. Many products can be developed using LAMP architecture because to develop any product, they need a database. Yes, the front end can be developed using PHP. They need a server to host it, Tomcat. Obviously, they need an operating system, Linux. But the beauty of LAMP architecture is everything is open source. When the development team needs this particular LAMP environment, you can say that I have provided it using multi-container architecture using -- link. Okay, Nekwa, all these examples you should be in a position to project it in the interview so that the interviewer will give you will have confidence on you. Okay.
Whew. Okay.
It needs a lot
Let's-
of dedication and hard work to get the results.
Then
And
if they
every batch we get the results only when both the sides are putting continuous effort. From the trainer, I provide definitely my effort to make sure we are on par and regular with clearly examples. Whatever I'm stating from my side, I make my best to be very clear on the concepts what I'm delivering. From your side, you need to put your effort daily, at least 1 hour minimum. 1 hour is very less. Minimum 2 hours you
Yeah.
need to spend on hands-on whatever we are learning, reading, so that you get the confidence. When both the efforts are perfect on par, then we get the results, Nekwa.
Yeah, that's true.
Hmm?
Well, one last question, Sunil. One last
Yep.
question, please. If you are asked that when the not the container, when the application is up and running in the prod
Production.
environment, what are your day-to-day activities? What do you do after the application is delivered?
You're talking from the Jenkins point of view.
Yes, I think so.
When the application is delivered, especially in the current era, every client are expecting changes in the application. Application changes are very, very frequent. You should be in a position to monitor the pipeline jobs to make sure that whatever the changes, what the client requested, the development team is properly handling the changes by using the version controlling tool called Git, and then we will be integrating the right build tool so that the artifact will be built and the deployed and it is tested. So you will be regularly monitoring the pipeline jobs. As a DevOps engineer, you'll be very, very happy when the jobs are smoothly running. The only trouble it comes to you only when the jobs are not perfectly running. As long as jobs are perfectly running, you are very happy. So you should say that we are regularly coordinating the development team and testing to make sure that each and every stage of Jenkins is perfectly getting executed and it is getting released to the client automatically using automation tool Jenkins. Okay.
Yes, well answered. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nekwa. We
Yeah.
need a success story from your end. I want you
Yes,
to be a
I'm
build
trying
and
my
release
best.
engineer.
Yes, I'm trying my best.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Gaurav Ishwar.
Yeah, hi Sunil.
I'm too optimistic. Gaurav.
Yeah.
Yes.
My
Tell me.
question is now we are in means we are in now containers. So
Yes,
how
we are now learning Docker and we are providing infrastructure on demand. Yes.
yeah, but how can we change from one box to another box?
Yes, you want to move from you want to connect to a different box, different container which is running on the background. Okay.
Yes.
Docker attach command. We'll see it soon. We are not ending. We are still learning, isn't it? Once
Yeah.
we learn all the concepts, Gaurav, it'll be
Yeah.
very clear. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's your weekend plan?
No, actually I'm in night shift.
Oh,
My week off is Monday, Sunday and Monday.
okay. Okay. So your weekend is till 2 more days to come.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Gaurav.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Please drop your hand once you're done with your question. Vinay Kumar.
Hello, sir. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, Vinay. How are you?
I am good, sir.
How is DevOps?
Good, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Sir,
tell
my question is, we created like BusyBox, na?
Yes.
So in real time, where we can use that BusyBoxes, sir?
In real time, BusyBox is not used. Okay, I have shown you BusyBox to prove, to just experience how exactly we can create containers and link to containers. In the real time, whatever the environments next to BusyBox, we have seen one WordPress container connecting to the MySQL container. Next, we'll discuss about LAMP architecture. We'll create about the CI/CD environment. These examples you can showcase, Vinay. Okay, not the BusyBox.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Please drop your hand once you're done with your question. Last one more interaction. This time, Santosh Kumar.
Hi, Sunil.
Yep.
Actually, I'm a very big fan of you.
Thank
I'm
you.
following your videos only. I'll not be
Live trading?
with the live session.
Okay, because of timings problem.
Yes, exactly.
In fact, Santosh, do you know one point is number of people attending live training is
Okay.
less than number of people who are depending on videos. More than
Oh.
live training, more than live training participants, because of time zone differences across different regions, they are purely dependent on live training. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm. Your teaching style is very much easy, and you'll make concept very much easy.
Thank you.
I'm following some. I have followed AWS also.
AWS.
Now I'm yes.
Thank you.
One doubt I have is
Yes.
the Docker which you installed is with like shell scripting commands you use. Can we use this Docker IO, like how you install this Git and Maven? Even we can install in the same way, right? Docker.
You can install it on the same way. On the same machine, if you install Docker, it can be used as a Docker host also. You're right.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so let's move on. Where am we? Okay. MySQL container is ready. Now I need to create a WordPress container. Docker run image name WordPress, name of the container, detached mode, port mapping, WordPress default port number 8080, mapping it to 5050, linking it to the backend container. MySQL is the alias name for the link. In the market, many are nowadays handling the proxy interviews, and the candidate will be one person and trainer will take the proxy. The offer will be released, and that offer will not sustain. The only way of sustaining is get the job with the right approach. Okay, get the skills. Once you acquire the skills, when you prepare the resume, if not now, maybe first interview, second interview, third interview, but definitely within the 10th interview, you will crack it. Only thing, you need to keep acquiring skills. Okay, so definitely you will get the job, because market is very good now. Okay, capture the market. So the WordPress container is done. And how can we access the WordPress container? Take the public IP, obviously, from the Docker host. And what is the port number we have mapped to? You can see the port number we have mapped. It's 5050. You are getting the WordPress environment, and that is linked to the MySQL database. So that's how multi-container architecture is used. So when the developer needs infrastructure, please don't be under impression that they will be creating they need an individual containers. No, I hope you understand most of the requirements are multi-container architectures. Okay, let's look at one more example, LAMP architecture. We had already have discussed about LAMP architecture. To develop any product and you make the product live, if you want to make the product up and running, you need a backend, you need a front end, you need a web server to host it. Okay. The beauty of LAMP architecture is backend is MySQL, open source. PHP is free, open source. Tomcat is also free, open source, and all these need an operating system as a platform, and that's Linux. That's also open source. Okay. So without any investment, if you are capable of building a product, the LAMP architecture is the best architecture. Okay. So to experience this LAMP to work out with this LAMP architecture, we need to have this multi-container architecture. Okay. Please don't think that it's only one-to-one. This example helps you to understand that we can create one-to-many relationship. Okay. Let's remove all the containers, because our T2, our instance is T2 micro instances, comes with only 1 GB. It cannot handle multiple containers. So I am removing the containers which are existing.
Yes. Hi, Sunil. We are not able to hear you.
I am back.
Ah.
Network fluctuations at my end. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Santosh?
Yes, you can hear you.
Hello?
We
Yeah,
can
thank
hear
you.
you. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. So, okay, it got disconnected. Let's connect to Docker host. Jayasree, your question, please.
Multi-container architecture. Why we using multi-container architecture in Docker, sir?
That's what I said. When the development team, container is all about providing the infrastructure, isn't it, Jayasree? Okay. When a development team needs infrastructure, look at a scenario. They want to develop a website, Jayasree. Okay. So to website, you have two environments, isn't it? The front end environment and the back end environment.
Backend. Okay.
Isn't it, Jayasree?
Yes,
Front end
sir.
can be PHP. Agree? Front end
Yes,
can
sir.
be WordPress. And back end is a MySQL database. So in the front end, if anybody enters some details in the form and click on submit, the information should be stored in the backend table. Agree?
Okay.
Isn't it, Jayasree? That means what should happen? Both the containers should be linked to each other.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
for that, we need those kind of cases. We need multi-container.
Container architecture. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Looks like some issue with my network. Can you hear me?
Yes, Sunil.
Okay. Yes. So I want to go ahead and create a LAMP architecture. So I want to remove all the existing containers. Okay, to free up some memory. Yes, all the existing containers are removed. Docker container ls. There are no containers. Fine, good. And if you want to create LAMP architecture, you should always start from backend. We should always start from backend. So first step, what I'm creating is a MySQL container. Okay. I am creating a MySQL container. So we already know the command. We already know the command to create a MySQL container. So let's start with MySQL. Done. Very good. Next, Tomcat container. We already know it. Even this command, I don't need to explain. We already have done this. We use Tom in the image. Tomcat runs on port number 8080, mapping it to 6060. The second container, and hyphen link is used to establish to the first container. Fine. So yes, container is created. So I have created a MySQL container. Sorry, not a MySQL. I have created a Tomcat container, and the Tomcat container is established a link to the MySQL container. That part is done. Okay.
MySQL.
Next. Docker container ls. Obviously, we have two containers. We have two containers. One is Tommy, the other one is MySQL. 1 minute, please. Next one is PHP container. Am I right, Anuj? The next one is a PHP container. And the point is the PHP container should link to both MySQL as well as Tomcat. So one to many can also be possible. This example helps you to do that. Okay. Docker run, Anuj, the name of the container is PHP. Hyphen name is used to link. Hyphen name is used to provide the name to the container. D for detached mode. I'm using hyphen link one time. I'm using hyphen link second time. You can use hyphen link n number of times when you want to establish n number of links to n number of containers. First link I'm linking to Apache container. You can see the container name. Second link I'm linking to MyDB. So this example helps you to understand that one container can have links to multiple containers. Is up to the requirement. Yes, Anuj.
So 1 minute. So when we link containers, the passwordless authentication and everything is set up automatically.
Automatically, you don't need to worry about that. Okay.
Okay. Second question. When we can link containers, then what is the utility and a requirement for BusyBox? BusyBox comes with Unix requirement. Are we planning to install one BusyBox and install all other softwares manually?
No.
One particular container.
Installing softwares manually on top of container is called as creating customized containers. That we'll be seeing it soon, Anuj. Okay. Don't worry about that BusyBox containers. I have started with the BusyBox. I have started with BusyBox containers just to make you comfortable.
Just to
show you that how can we prove that they're linked to each other. That's it. There's no other intention behind BusyBox container. If you want to create an operating system on top of operating system, you want to install some set of softwares that can also be possible by using customized containers. We'll be seeing it soon.
Right. And there is an option in the starting. You said that link, and there was another compose.
Second way of creating multi-container architecture by using Docker Compose. Second way of creating a multi-container architecture, that is called as Docker-Compose. We have not started. Still, we are taking examples of Docker link. Still, we are in the first.
Thank you, Sunil. I got it. I got your intent.
Next, I want a CI/CD environment. Yes. Now I want to create a CI/CD environment. The CI/CD environment is nothing but when we have learned about Jenkins, Anuj, we have created dev instance, QA instance, and production instance. Frankly speaking, dev instance is nothing but Jenkins container. To equivalent it in the Docker environment, it's a Jenkins container. QA instance is nothing but the Tomcat container. Production instance is also a Tomcat container. Okay. So if you want to replicate that CI/CD, we can no doubt easily do that. You have to create one Jenkins container. You have to create one Tomcat container, name it as QA. You will create one more Tomcat container, name it as production, and links dev to QA, dev to prod. Recap, not QA to prod. I hope I'm very clear. So to start with,
yes,
pretty simple. Jenkins container. Up, done. If you want to, you don't need to verify. Jenkins container comes definitely up. Next container is QA server. Naming it as QA server. Name of the container is Tommy. Linking it to dev server. What is dev server? Dev server is nothing but the name of the first container. Tomcat runs on 8080. One container I can map it to same number. If you want, you can map it to different number also. That's not a problem. This time I want to map it to same number. Okay.
If it is already created, we can link later also.
You can link later also. We'll see it. So second container, again the same command. I'm linking it to different port number called 9090. Isn't it, Anuj? So different instance of a Tomcat container. Okay, and link to the Jenkins container like this. The CI/CD environment it has taken 2 days for us in the learning of Jenkins. We have created Java, we have installed Java and all those. Here we are doing it in couple of minutes, Anuj.
Right.
That's the power of creating infrastructure on
Even seconds.
demand.
Sunil,
Okay.
one thing I would like to say here that those guys who have not experienced and get the pain of creating the infrastructure whole night, installing all dependencies, they can't
Yes.
imagine this. But I have worked on that, and starting building one server takes 5-6 hours, and that too
Yes.
sometimes spoil the whole night. It's resolving
Yes, you are
dependency.
right.
Here it is
You are right.
going in a click.
Simple.
We can
Simple.
feel the magic.
Seamless infrastructure. Okay. That's what the power of DevOps. Every tool is having its own advantage. Jenkins is altogether complete. Docker is altogether complete. You have never experienced, Anuj, there is something extension to Docker called as container orchestration, Kubernetes. Okay. So that's more interesting. And then Ansible is, you can play around it. You have to love the technology.
Yeah, Ansible is running in my environment. We have a tower. But
Okay,
I'm saying
so
that
you know,
I want to compliment
Ansible.
this just because I feel the power. Reason being, I have gone through those days when we were building servers manually and installing everything by scratch.
Yeah. Looks like some network issues. My terminal is not properly responding.
No problem.
This time, let's have an interaction with Subramani.
Hi, Sunil. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, Subramani. I'm doing well. How are you?
Doing good. Thank you.
Yes, your question, please.
Will we get good offers by putting 3 years of experience as DevOps engineer, Sunil?
Yes. Yes, you are right. The first priority, if you want to plan to change the technology, priority is not the cost CTC or the package. Your priority should be changing your legacy. In case if you're planning to shift your technology, your priority should be change the technology. The moment you change the technology, just work for 6 months, automatically you can get much more better offers. Okay. So give highest priority, give highest priority, get ready, say that I am ready to jump with the equivalent package. Okay. Once you change the platform, then automatically DevOps is having a very good billing rate currently with respect to the clients. Okay.
Why am I asking, since we have 10 plus years of experience and having
majority, Subramani, I hope you know, the moment we cross 10, 12, 14, okay, I hope you know, the number of opportunities comes down. That's fact. We have to agree it, isn't it? If you can see, there are many clients who are ready to recruit 5, 4, 6, 8, but once we reach 12, 13, the fresh blood comes into the industry, isn't it? And obviously, so we have to have a cutting edge leverage advantages with compared to other profiles. So technology is one important thing. So if you be perfect in the upcoming technologies, that will have a cutting edge advantage because we'll be more in demand, so that we can move our industry. Okay, Subramani, am I right?
Yeah. And one more information, I came to know from my friends, AWS is offering the certification fee 50% now.
Right now, yes.
Yeah, it's applicable up to I think October 15th.
Yes, take that advantage in case if you're serious with respect to certification.
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're from which city, Subramani?
I'm from Chennai.
Okay. How do you got to know about this training?
One of my friends' colleague. He's from Hyderabad, but his work location is Bangalore.
Okay.
I came to know about your,
Okay. So Subramani, this example is not reflecting properly, probably network issues. That's the reason I was unable to take today's 11 o'clock sessions. There's a lot of network issues at my location. Okay. So let's stop. Anyways, we have par with the time. Let's stop this session and we will continue tomorrow, Subramani. Okay. Where we'll continue with the rest of our examples. We have not completed our agenda. We have to have the testing environment, and then we'll continue with the second way of creating multi-container architecture that is called as Docker Compose. Okay. Until then, have a nice time. Thank you very much. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.